to zo nya da su gandele ka ta mal pa abudin kan ba ma tsir twang na na titamla na ni on gal su zo zang titimo to kula bo na ta por sun chang ti yon asanzan nam za hasan nan ban yini ka pore te na nam za hanan ban yini ne solo shal ban nan ka lere tang ban ma ton chan ton tal pulu to kula bo na te zang ta por sun zang ti te konko ba te yaba munenye ndan yana ka pore nanam zaha ban kuler ka tetangban mo chan ven yanga to poi kan zang te samba ma zang wo ya te ngu mo chan te vo kwam bela ka labna ti labna nyala mun zang te samba ma zang wo.
Have you ever wanted to make your own movies, documentaries, commercials, music videos, and photos? Now you can.
At TMP Film Academy, learn to write, shoot, direct, and edit audiovisuals with Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Lightroom, Audition, and After Effects in just 6 months.
Learn to write your own screenplay, cast and direct actors, cover events in a grand style, and learn how to pilot a drone. The course runs twice a year, from March to August and from September to February.
Interested applicants can pick up a form for 100 Ghana cedis at the offices of TMP Studios, located at Ward K, Nadaril Junction, along the Prison Canteen Road, Tamale.
For more enquiries, call or WhatsApp 0241 251400 or 0504 868483.
TMP Film Academy, unearthing the creativity in you.
La 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 la. Oh, la 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 la.
The journey of life is a transition that goes with a lot of ups and downs. There are lots of beautiful stories behind every successful man or woman you see out there. The zeal of never to give up, the rough journey to success, and the spirit of never say never. Behagu Sochira yarin channe yala. Shalchan mana lari, ka shalchan na nambuwa. Shalchan mana sulu, ka shalmi chan na bansim. Ni salmi kunun sulu kabdiri nware. Ni sal kubo bansam katlan ning aye. Program ngo puni. Tin yala ban na ganu bal asanzal nama. Nevo shaban kulbe Behagu nkare chibra. Kabkat dit al zaman. Zankpa Behagu no tun rebesha. Dan tun ni sal kan besham ko Behagu bial to ko biam. Behagu Sochira da malta Behagu.
Jende kaman bil kamai. Don't make a pack camarada be a oh dinya fili. Mba nduma ni want man ya bili shalma. Mba nduma pam la menire pe.
To zo wotinan zo song pam domi tinya la ban ganu bole Songtaba Ghana. Songtaba Ghana nyala ban su paave biarsong bemem be biarsong yeto a police mislene tira ya women and children advocacy mbalama to zo to discussion ma nzang chant jande mental health nyala yeto a sheldon be te Behagu pune kanye yel mosru pam zanti tizinal pune to zo to mini executive director ma munenye Hajia lamna ntet pahe head of programs and policy to nang dia maraba iko kumna madama yilmo muna iyon kubala sahashal kam kineto piana kai sahashal kam imbora to tiyal ni mental health ma mama ta hapuna ay kulmum lala wed ma mental health abana bana yal mo so pam za ta talan yal zanti ti jindel pune be te Behagu pune to pilgu nen kam nasani Hajia kaman biyal ni mental health akpamba pune dagban ni yala wala
to ta paya pam ni ganu bots kate tu kanamo ko kam tilun ko bonne ingel men mental health yala yeto api na den dalan suka
okay
do me vegu ya ni sal kuto biane
okay
halka kana ji o hankal puni so I to bianka aya hankal puni this a mental health problem be situation
okay
kamande so biane ona kaso piale be yeto amosirle kana ta pagu ko na yi o hankal ne silmi siletin to en sweet no depress
okay
this a o kaso piale dama ben sham mo so be traumatized on va so be you o hankal so anya ka be hankal mental health ye to a ben la depression depression ma me dun zo ge tunum banna ya ne to so ma kabete strano karmal balbo so atinya ka ni selbia ne ka ko hankal ne o state of well-being karo de vous biala de sa tunto ne ona biala in a mental health situation amadu zo e pam kati to ko mental health issue katile la ya
yes dan kan de mboma
nchangende mperga babe ngom dreben yar drai no so kam no to na lose out ya to ashel no to te paga ka be man de ni te paga kama so be hashel ne ka ina ba understand ba na malan to chi me yo be ka ni karniela ya to amorseless pan na pag ka la ma pag so mental health nyela so kam yelle de nyela so kam yelle do me so kam no to be in that situation amatmala ni veshaba ban prone to it lebam no at risk to it but as for mental health state a base state of well-being the dopa soka pasha Kasiru no to ni
so that dirma fila ka yalne ni sal kamala a content of yin yahla biala oni na to zo ya pam ka sa ka na vug into that is what we are talking about right now. So, Mr. Kasiru, I will get back to you. But before I ask you my first question, I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience because Hajia has been here before, but you are a new person into this program. So, who is Mr. Kasiru?
All right. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be part of this program. I think I've watched the program on several occasions. It's a very good program that discusses very interesting or pertinent development issues. Well, like you've already mentioned, my name is Kasiru. I work with Songtaba as the head of programs and policy. And specifically, I coordinate the mental health project at Songtaba. So that's who I am.
That's very great. In fact, you are holding a very vital position there. Yes. So what are the possible causes of mental health? If mental health, we should say mental health as Hajia has defined it.
Yes. So let me say that mental health is a state of well-being, just like Hajia has said. And every human being has a state of well-being. And at some point in time, your state of well-being, when there's a malfunction in some aspect, you see that there's a problem there. And so mental health is something that has to also do with the state of well-being around the head in terms of your thinking capacity and other things. When there's some retardement in that angle, you see that the person is suffering from mental health. But there's a number of things that causes mental health. I think Hajia has already mentioned some of these things. One, some cases in terms of abuse can cause mental health. When I say abuse, not physical violence can traumatize an individual to the state that he loses his mental balance. And so issues of gender-based violence, as we have been advocating, is one of the causes of mental health. Sometimes hard talk, when I say hard talk, there are certain individuals, the way and manner in which you talk to the person or the threats in which the person goes through can also cause some mental health.
If you say the way you talk to the person, this part of our world, especially around here, we see certain talks to be unadvised, where sometimes we literates or learned people see it as an abuse. But if you go into our homes, they see it as an advice. How do you identify if somebody is going through that kind of trauma?
Well, language is contextual. Let me put it that way. And once language is contextual, it's important we know that we use the right word within the right context. In certain situations, when you don't use the right word, it will be termed as an abuse. But if you are using that word in the proper context, of course it will be seen as an advice. You don't insult somebody clearly insulting the person and say you are advising the person.
Yeah.
For example, a child who is not doing so well in school, I'm just giving an example, and he or she comes home from school, you take the test papers and say,
yeah.
That word alone
can
traumatize the child.
person, okay.
And the child will be processing it in their mind instead of thinking of how to improve, but he will be remain at that same point, trying to process what does that mean to be Zukudable.
Yeah.
And when he finds out that Zukudable is just a negative connotation of you don't know anything,
yeah.
I mean, it puts the child in a state of
some
mental imbalance.
Yeah.
Yes. So in that case, maybe the parent would have been thinking that he or she is saying it just to strike the child out of laziness or something.
Yeah.
But the child may need extra support or special kind of attention than what the person was advising was doing. But in our case here, most of our mental health conditions, there's some research that has shown that women suffer more mental health conditions than men. For example, there's a research that says where 9 out of 10 women, and we have just 2 out of 10 for men. And so you see the ratio is very wide. And so what would have been causing it is that most of the times, as I've mentioned, is about issues of violence, issues of depression.
Okay.
Women go through a lot of depression, and as a result of maybe marital or relationship issues. These are some of the few I just want to mention for now. Maybe Hajia has some.
Okay. I would also like to ask about this, because since it has to do with mental health, there are a lot of deep concerns when it comes to sometimes personal issues, because somebody is there suffering from mental health, but it is very difficult to understand the person is going through mental health, because sometimes you see somebody making a decision that is very hard to come by, but the person still stick to that decision, and everybody sitting elsewhere knows that this decision is very difficult to come by. So such people, how do you let them know that this is a challenge they are going through? It's still coming to you. I'll come to you, Hajia.
Okay.
Yes.
So you see, that's the reason why we are here. Mental health is something that people usually do not talk about.
Yeah.
People actually do not pay attention to.
Yeah.
In our workplaces, in our homes, we only think that issues of mental health, like Hajia has said, are the mad men and women on the street.
Yeah.
But within the house, when we actually pay attention to the behaviors of
People,
our household members, we realize that if there's a change, you will know.
Yeah.
But if we don't pay attention to that, it becomes an issue. So as an organization, we have realized that for a long time, we've not actually paid attention to mental health. So we're now discussing mental health, making a public advocacy around it, so that people will actually pay attention to mental health. When we pay attention to mental health issues within our household, the example you have just given, you'll be able to realize that this person is suffering from mental health issues, and you'll be able to give the person the right support and care the person needs.
Okay. And also, if somebody is suffering from bipolar disorder, you will be able to know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most of the, I'm sure we'll get together, most bipolar patients are usually accused of different issues, because they usually will display certain characters that is not normal in our normal society. And so they are usually accused of so many issues, which I don't want to mention now.
Okay. Hajia, before you answer this question, I would like to drag you back a little bit. Why is it so important to promote mental health at this point in time? But before you answer this question, I would like to drag you back a little bit into how men or women or parents should talk to children so that they do not lead them into mental trauma. Because children, they hardly express themselves, what they go through. So how would you say a parent should talk to a child? What kind of words should a parent choose in terms of talking to the children?
Okay, thank you very much. As for child upbringing, it's a serious whole course.
Okay.
that parents need to understand their children and know how to, relate with them. I think in another discussion we will talk deeply into it. But what we can say is that it's important to observe and know who your child is. Observe and know what are the things that your children or your child does. Who is your child following? Because we have noticed that one of the causes also of mental health issues is about drugs abuse. And so the youth lately, as even as early as 10 years, 11, in their teens, are already on drugs. And so as a parent, you need to observe the behavior of your children, what your child does or what your children are doing. In that regard, that's how you can know whether you are observing changes or not. And when you begin to see these changes, well, you can talk to your child about sitting with him or her, talking about the changes you've observed. But sometimes it should go beyond you to seeking for professional, help. Many a time, like Kasiru said, we don't see these things as issues that goes to hospital. We sometimes, when they start behaving in a way, what comes to our mind is that some spiritual, somebody's using spirituality to hunt my child. Then we don't seek for early treatment. And then before we realize, it's gone beyond where we wanted. So it's important for us to understand, observe the behavior of our children, know what our children are doing. In the event that we see some changes in their behavior, let us also seek for professional help. That's what I can say about observing children. And then also knowing how to talk. Because I have come across a situation where a mother saw a child who was doing something, and he said, "What is this? What you do?" And confiscated it. And the child told them, "But I'm in the house and I'm doing this, and you have confiscated." Before you realize, I'll be at the forest. Because when children are growing up, they tend to behave in a way that is difficult to understand. So the parents, it takes a lot of effort for a parent to know what is the change in behavior of my child, especially at adolescents when the child is growing. She tends to think that everything is at their disposal. And now the drugs are everywhere.
So
Even
would
in
you
school, even at where they sit, everywhere the drugs are there. And so it's left for a parent to observe who the child is with, what the child is eating, and what behaviors are the children bringing up, with them.
So would you say most of these problems is from the fact that, before, a child used to be for everybody in the community, in the society, anybody at all could discipline the child. But lately we don't see that. Even children now, teachers now are stopped from disciplining children. Would you say most of these causes are from that? Because the man so can be in that regard.
Well, the world is changing. I mean, our communities are no longer the way they used to be. Our communities are a bit different from the way they used to be. So it's a matter of also respecting children, their rights. We cannot say because there's a whole lot of issues in the world, we should know our children's rights as well. But for me, I would like us to dwell more on some of the issues on mental health. I know children upbringing can become one of it. Drugs, like I have mentioned, and sometimes to abuse, as my colleague has mentioned. Sometimes when women are put under serious duress, it tends to affect their mental capability. For example, when a woman is accused of witchcraft, we talked about bipolar earlier. A bipolar person will want to exhibit different characters, and so he's been accused of something rather than what he or she is at that moment. And so that is just to add to it. But what I can also say why it is important for us to discuss mental health is that mental health is a national issue.
But before you get into this, I would like to go on a quick commercial break because this is very important. So we will be going on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we would delve into that.
Have you ever wanted to make your own movies, documentaries, commercials, music videos, and photos? Now you can.
At TMP Film Academy, learn to write, shoot, direct, and edit audiovisuals with Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Lightroom, Audition, and After Effects in just 6 months.
Learn to write your own screenplay, cast and direct actors, cover events in a grand style, and learn how to pilot a drone. The course runs twice a year, from March to August and from September to February.
Interested applicants can pick up a form for 100 Ghana cedis at the offices of TMP Studios, located at Ward K, Nadaril Junction, along the Prison Canteen Road, Tamale.
For more enquiries, call or WhatsApp 0241 251400 or 0504 868483.
TMP Film Academy, unearthing the creativity in you.
Dr. Nandi Amarhabi from the quick commercial break. Tedi Shahara ni program mo nyala den ye anfana program ka de table ni anyala muyandi anfana za te talte program mo puni. To yule mbonde Mujeeb Cypher te program mo yule mbonde Behagu Sochira zungo te bola Songtaba executives na neteminva pour hatu you taba example mental health polo the disadvantages mental health patients go through, and then the some of the let's say the measures we can take to curb this kind of trauma they go through. So Tribuala Hajia question Sheldon, why is it so important to promote mental health?
Sorry, English.
Oh, you can any way you want to.
Well, I think that we've mentioned that mental health is a national issue. It's everybody's issue. It's an everyday issue.
Yeah.
Come here to Anya mental health.
Okay.
If you look within our society,
okay,
many of us,
okay,
for example, if you take Ghana, a greater percentage of Ghanaians are rural.
Yeah.
And if you look within the high poverty levels in the country as well. And so usually when poverty is at its intense, it brings a lot of issues and pressure on people.
Yeah.
And because of that, a lot of people tend to suffer depression.
Yeah.
Because there are a whole lot of costs on them that they cannot fulfill.
Yeah.
And the recent COVID-19 issue also have shown that a lot more people have lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And so that has a telling on their mental health being.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things they can no longer do.
Yeah.
A lot of needs of their children and family they cannot cater for.
Okay.
All of this has an effect on their well-being.
Okay.
And because of that, there's the need for us to continuously talk about issues of mental health.
Okay.
Because as we are changing, you know, as the situation is changing, people are into different, you know, work and situation all the time. And so we are likely to be off our mental well-being at any point in time.
Okay.
And it is also important for us to talk about mental health because if you look at the investment Ghana is making, Ghana spends just about 1.4% of its GDP on mental health issues, which is quite minimal.
Okay.
Because majority of people who suffer mental health are poor.
Okay.
And so if they are poor, what it means is that they may not be able to access health centers. They may not be able to access drugs or the medications for mental health. They may not also be able to also access other counseling services. Look upon the yellow shaman yala. To be yellow mental health yet be necessary hankali palin yatwa be de bubu yatwa do me yela pam jani nutuchika ni saliyu hankalene faranya la za'yinga misimi tibjani ka faradiani di chamaka ni be yirba hankayene kan non de ban shadan de bisimse mpashele derbe simse no do su yi se pa yi bubu pampas yatwa ama dun to giso su ba ko buo mpatene so lalama kata vehicula wo ne kama ne bu pambant mental health issues ma bodika banyala banka so bon kama dugbon ne nyala bukuto nyar songsam zampa shipta polo de nyale be dala fe polo bu pambiane tima shanga bin tsirma pam shede da bu ka yi ko nirda kama pilinpi so banur pilinpi for example okula to nkwaso cheson be ntuntu son shele omika timama ka tam kam karbe ashitine so bien oti am pa ashitine agba de nyela mosugu za so mental health nyela be shadan simsine gwamnati zabe da pone do me alle ganamo bale tutu do mona taka ashite karle shanga tambone nang ya magafra ya dashite ta kalala ashibta nama to amma tun malla bar sun do me gwamnati rayuwa ne mu me na baktin da ba ne ban me lala big hospital titi in kadanyan several to do one lala KCC ta biya to amma hali to district levels da shifting to my mental health units nama amma don malaya to amosra ne ya to agwala pashantin Canada do mental health da kul malla don ku dirfi la malaria shamu da sun sanin dirfi la zan palala on mental health
kama kara da zo ai bihne biao kama man stay da man kama an atahani chansham da ma driblan chan la you can seek for Songtaba's aid to
lala nyala am to cham ashiptin mamia akasu do banyala doroho but many time to ba ka kasu do ngone kulembe shabu zalama ula ko nungbangni ula ko sune maru du zo e pankati yarla karboadla ko mi bu biergo amo biara to mal doctor nam shababanya anka doctor mbe na hankal mo yan wa na ngasa andi mo yan dia fila ka labna hankal
ban bon de shop psychologist
ban maza ban maza ban mila ban yan nan sham zanga hankal labna so du zoya pam aballe paba do no to kul no ma gafara don to kul de mbi pa zo har ko ti chen yero ko
da ba ma gba kul yar ba pumpum to Mr. Kasiru train le yar ba so quite apart away from that Mr. Kasiru what category of people does Songtaba work with?
Yes, so okay, thank you. So before I come to that, I just want to add up for Hajia. Mental health nyala bensharan banya right issue. Bia kam ton ku yala so kan right in here to education, right to ma am your health insurance na kana. Na the concept bia so gender life people. Achanga shite kamalire mala ka tabaka kuli ka moyo malango ka tabaka mental health patients ma uba mala right on the silent yeba karatune di advocacy changa tonko nona zara so comes on to zambo papa so mental health is a right issue and government must pay attention to addressing their needs and challenges because they are special people who sometimes are not able to address their issues by themselves so karamale Behagu be bukata yatide to yerla yatwa yoro so den danya Songtaba tan ka ta jelle ay to amana kam to question kama category of nisa shabian to boy by disadvantaged people so hala the project ma the title promoting mental health for disadvantaged people disadvantaged people man yara wula but the camera the power ka be hashele be situation shele kari person song do yi so gum le ban yi one tembo at the park pam but se me set tembo na allege which is park pam champion ka ba yeba so ka bien yeba the Tasmavia never member Potolanshi.
Okay.
A Carabacus and notable ones could be a Catabu Gambaga Pian, who are led which is Gambaga, Nanon Kuku Pian, Nan Pian, Tachi Busha.
Okay.
Button, Busha District Button Tendanji. And Changman, and your Papa, Pamba. At least by you, my young 60 years, Jerabanam Biennial. Azanyala, Yvala Swaka, Yakama, Tizambatan, so Bumbian Mahalat Kabashab Yelam.
Wow.
But for example, Rachan Kabat to Kunyam street light cool Saba, Tundoma, Yenta.
Wow.
How young? Even Polo be down Kuneka, Pumin Polo and Biato, Bonku Yuri,
Yeah.
Kaletia Tom from what you so
that
disadvantage people don't put you to be Shema, Kunkunya, and Sharding and Yeva, catching Hankal.
Yeah.
Ka to develop mental conditions was but a man or to detect one bipolar patient or be a man or your local. You come up I'm a project woman now you go pull it. The main health no question identify car bought him at okay on your songs. So 10 years man disadvantage people they pattern you know here we are to our mama. But yet almost to son of government no post on some car pa mental health issues ka dinye leoganson.
Okay.
So alleged which is mabanya one category of group sharing. Then classified as disadvantaged people can remember Chumda.
Okay. Then
second, the women living with depression.
Yeah.
In our district, to mobilize them into what we call self-help groups.
Okay.
Link about to the mental health unit at the district level. Can remember to Jin that can take about through routine. One, but not a home visit.
Okay.
Mental health unit in man on home visit and the car.
Okay.
Gauchi Yaman Van about Tima Mash, but can lash it in the Kautra Tima.
Okay.
One Terbatima, Kachi home visits and Yama.
Yeah.
Kaptogan and Yaman Van and Tima. So that's another category of women Telam work role. So these are the two categories of women. Women living with depression and then when you partial swaka will be camps man.
Okay.
Maybe self-help group man is something that the banner bed in it. Come on, children them bed, but Shaban to take a drugs,
okay.
Come recover.
Yes. Mental health survivors. Okay. To be honest with you, I personally am so much particularly grateful and appreciates the initiative Songtaba is bringing up. Because if you look at our today's society, there are so many people going through this, and this gradually can result into something we all do not expect. So I'm very, very happy for this initiative that Songtaba is bringing up, and I hope the government really looks into that. But I would ask you a question. But before that, let's go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, then I'll follow with that.
Have you ever wanted to make your own movies, documentaries, commercials, music videos, and photos? Now you can.
At TMP Film Academy, learn to write, shoot, direct, and edit audiovisuals with Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Lightroom, Audition, and After Effects in just 6 months.
Learn to write your own screenplay, cast and direct actors, cover events in a grand style, and learn how to pilot a drone. The course runs twice a year, from March to August and from September to February.
Interested applicants can pick up a form for 100 Ghana cedis at the offices of TMP Studios, located at Ward K, Nadaril Junction, along the Prison Canteen Road, Tamale.
For more enquiries, call or WhatsApp 0241 251400 or 0504 868483.
TMP Film Academy, unearthing the creativity in you.
La 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 la. Oh, la 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 la.
The journey of life is a transition that goes with a lot of ups and downs. There are lots of beautiful stories behind every successful man or woman you see out there. The zeal of never to give up, the rough journey to success, and the spirit of never say never. Behagu Sochira yarin channe yala. Shalchan mena lari, ka shalchan na nambo. Shalchan mena sulu, ka shalmi chan na bansim. Ni salmi kunun sulu kabdiri nware. Ni sal kubo bansam katlan ning aye. Program no puni. Tinyala ban na ganu bol asanzal nama. Nevo shaban kulbe Behagu nkare chibra. Kabkat dit al zaman. Zankpa Behagu no tun rebesha. Dan tun ni sal kambe sham ko Behagu bial to ko biam. Behagu Sochira, the melted Behagu.
Come and build on I. Don't make a pack, I'm a rag, be a dinner filling. Duma, you want to man, yeah, Billy shall know. My Duma pump, let me need a bit.
Totino the Amar Habi from the quick commercial break. Hajia, question more Kanmana Asani. Kamatinja Sahashel mo, ye to Aboka, Songtaba Gana Nanda, Karapansere, mental health patients, being in Shaban go through mental health, ye to Abo Songtaba Gana Nanda, Karapanser Babierson. Don't Kuja Sasho.
So, I Songtaba advocacy organization. Tin nong de ban sha'ani la ta advocator me tin ya na ta advocator me ti zang la ti yi pahi banka yi mani ka ti dirfi la zang pa mental health ne dunya yala din simsi no gwamnati no so kam ntam no sha tin nong de me yi katla tir bang simtiri lala banka yi mon lala tin de yel ne self help groups na led which is coming ban to the lala disadvantage groups ma tetirba bang sam zampa ben nan sham ntonya song sam to da ship to no be ben nan sham per na fong te pa district assembly ka be to nzam be yel mo sura de diane nzam pa be development plans development plans so as part of the strategy man to build the lab capacity to engage with district mental health unit, the district assembly. Kabugba mibiya, don't do zoya pamka. District assembly mal 3% common fat. Ka digila tam kamza ha bi antili belirla na dahan shabanina polo bagba polo min physical and disability na ma. Belir people with mental health ma. Kabugba nya part of disability. So lala nini semnya latin tershale nzamti. Those are the chairman decision at the minbanu to be man in Nisim Kana Besan Pop, Zampa, Lala Map. So Titanong the Lala. Kalanong the radio men TV in Nisim, come and Tankana zone. Titanong the radio discussion, social media, TV, print and Monoma. Don't quang Pangsi ye, no dunti banka ye. Zampa ye to Amosra Shanga, Dumbopa. Catala Napong, Mbo consultant no figure. Nya tayal ne bi tinang ka papa ne bo so be ka karba the mental health issue de ne be de ka dozo lavi gunya la ton commission be shada na ba nta week shadan kan no tinang de validation workshop katinya te bona te vimenya dit pal nirbel lala be suffer mental health situation
Hajia kara igwabman ito sensitize nirba domi de min kulnan ka so bi de maybe o dilaban jisha karba don venyanga ko bi zan la ko zuwar glenda kai se ko karante tu no o perbande ami to nirba
solo de zampale tu kuzo maganda tansene de meeting na sensitization zampale do do so pam tri bu pansra ship teacher
yes
tem bu pansra ship teacher de ma akwa nyala ye to asha no til no misali o be ndam changa ship tin de de tiam pansem na go ko kongom na be yuka pa ni kurgu bi fong ma ni anya kare ne la
na ngone automobile
ma ngone cha na chimbe ngoma
bo bihra
those are the strategies smart on the sensitization sensitization smart yet teaching communities and tutor ne some kanon the radio education the TV education kana tankana zumo kana che to know that other engagement with government bodies kama mental health unit kama district assembly kama minister of gender to mean zang de tek bala zuya nit nyen ne sim zang pa son sim shel de yen yina intit kana anchi research shelter ti an useful findings vi guma yishiru gohe ni binyala ban suffer mental health cases don muna tupa nya naba ne tizam jengel ya ne resimsin no song sam pa di la pa so ka be yuya this is no nya professional counseling ka o kano se do me dum to pa so ko no bezase kama ko ma o bezase ka tan virgo ko pi en la ma tanya ka so mala suicidal thoughts mama the tendencies zo ya pam de yan yiho o mental health being well-being.
Okay. Mr. Kasiru, question mo kan nasane dama de bazar na den very important to Behagu Pune. Do mi akana tele mamle banyala de don kulbeni sa general Pune. Tituzo pa ngo min tituzo da bongo de to na ya ka ba palta ba alkawle ka alkawle ma ta pege ka den yana so sangu pamzanti especially the girls in teen or the boys in teen. Ka bishabian ka onu to go ahead to doing something out of the ordinary. Ami lala yetu anu yala broken heart. Di te paso ben to zan la te paya. Ka bizan la paya wala ki iya handle.
To ku ba la na tu ma yolo nyama. Fomo ya.
To anta non the advocacy work shama za kunyela the response systems.
Yeah.
They address mental health issues.
Okay.
So, antique scenario shamuna, the power shouting on the directly, but indirectly, on the advocacy, the address la the numbers.
Okay.
Because the government resource to mental health units.
Yes, yeah.
Can shift to Kamale psychologists or psychiatric nurses.
Yeah.
That can provide some counseling, psychosocial counseling.
Yeah.
For Lana Moma, Ilampago, you can easily refer the person to. Come out to my manager or the pala to provide a lot of services as officer, advocacy, Kamajan, Katanunda. The Vikuman, Tunian launch a research element, Tinatin to government to copy.
Yeah.
For government to bank, ABC, the woman, Pare, Kamsumani. This is assembly, so I'll be on the plan. Ensure that be able to make sure that Kawazang budget shares they address la needs man. Kamaja no kuyama. Disability common fund 3% the car assembly smart to no year. Persons living with disability. This 6 months don't copy the to materialize the kama have mama disability group man. We will tear mental health number year. So project one na charity kapa ang pangsan zangoba ang pamarsa to address the to share. So anti scenario share want being day to meet la aship the Carla share address the mental health issues man. Of course.
And even with that, if you come to look in terms of delivery among our various hospitals, the gap between the mental health disadvantaged and the ordinary, the gap is so vast. So, what is Songtaba doing to mitigate some of these challenges?
Yes, so these are cooperative advocacy platforms. For example, anya kama pupa mabasha the advocacy pune chaka those days we write news.
Yeah.
Okuyarme.
Free.
Bambo wumdema so we been young on a sign language. Never got to follow. We started denying from information.
That's true.
The NGOs in advocacy le kapon bilan news, national news.
Yeah.
And yet if ma gonna social media the sign
description,
language. Never ambo mal hearing impairment kabadi bo wumda.
Okay.
So la sule at the shifting map on the what we call safe corners.
Okay.
For persons with mental health conditions, a big can call it to private in here.
Yeah.
The color safe corners for mental health patients. So bien like and the year my broken heart yet to anyel hal to develop la mental condition. So mean psychiatric nurse ma be psychiatric doctor ma yen no yele to ashanga the most ko to nye counsel ma. The to nye saluza yet to no mala safe corner private spaces ma to have a la discussions. So these are party advocacy project. And the project certain no to mal 3 outcomes that to achieve. One, to improve. So me get the improvement not to penser social dans un des te da la fait bon maso including mental health. Health insurance advocacy market para to na Ghana National Health Insurance man. Kabza mental health issues para so. Mental health condition kama national health so ko changa shit kap to ba you be to riti mama ugwa de kule today avana dina ko Lamnatu today amati mama sha be health insurance be cover de me lore ya kama general for ya kam kalore no dal
Hajia ari yale ya ka tidi filante yi behe zo zang parento te penser behe biasum pollution because being no go through this kind of issues is hardly to determine ba min ye so bia o pambama kamanti kanat lehe pa polo Hajia amama lehe ko pune what are the key elements should we take, or the key measures should we take in terms of developmental programs? Should we put our girl child into in terms of developmental programs? What programs should we be looking out for?
Well, if it is generally just to look at the development of girls, is to first of all ensure that they are educated. And then for those of them who are not in school, then they need to also develop their skills in an area of their interest. So bonika lala dima baby pongma o tumba something no ko borno kwa. So anya bi pongma borno kwa tumba some shell. Bunna mania and to somo shell. O tomo nudem. Ama the best of it kunyala kitem bi ponse kaba chance ko veli ala.
So would you also recommend early marriage?
Oh no, I won't recommend early marriage. Because early marriage a lot of factors than the pune. The shelbano to lead to the mental health issues. Dome early marriage issues no to kanaka bi mo non fully mpashaka dramane nonge magafaraka otu ne chiege. Lala ma di chiege ma dulu min banjira zayan yirme lo yingama ko to biu tabne za ha pa ya ne o to biu hankal ne so early marriage male issues pam pa shartiti nya sa dan lable early marriage do konko kansinya
bon pompo mi tension o ngala early marriage ma de zala pa ba konko zo to amara to zo ya pam ka dabba kar mala pompo tension sa shelmo be lamba zan les abazo pam ami eve go puni to vere yir de bazazo be.
Well, the affected la papa pam ngari dapa. Didn't check out the attention be denma. Do me hal do you kunya 18 years or less baka mare. Onanto kucheno shukuru onanto nung do nang de benya shama. Ama nya big kwa analala dundon karla ne. Dundon ma yeshalian shilazo. Di yeshalian shilazo. Karacheka andian to nang benya shama. To develop laka tula.
Mr. Kasiru man punya ya de so palage from zampa la great initiative mama Apollo ka emengu nongule tumde ni te achieve la target mama.
To na nyaksa pamti ha tan ko empire gama Hajia pour to funders. But alle currently the project share tan tumnoma. Shabon kur arziki katizam ta pa jobun ba atatumnoma. The Yulembo Ghana Participation Program. Procurement with Ghana Participation Program. Karachano akabtinya ka another to another bo Ghana Yule Azanti. Ka tra ko zam ka bote bo na Ghana somobi jumedi. Ja komo selembra. Meaning that Ghana somobi akba share katiza Lamnatu. To amyende hoba tumado zota na bo UK aid. For one FCG, Bangbandi, push a lot of Ghana, so we to member the program. So, but then to member balance you I'm going to have a UK aid, that is foreign development, foreign Commonwealth Development Organization, FCG. For you in the Tasham, Banako Aziki. That's me Ghana, Somobi, Jumedi. At our Facebook, our channel website, and care more about it. And Karaminga, to member to Marco Kati Jen, the one to Pansla, mental health. Yetwa Ghana. And there's a channel Yuma Tasosu, the project manager Yumata, the Papa Yumata Zabat, 33 months, Yuma 9 months, 2 years, 9 months. So, the Popola Yumata, the Bonata Panse, Mbobia Songtaba, and Nisalem, Jasong Posan Gender, mental health. So, to me, Ghana, so Mobiju and to. But beyond that, the Ghana Health Service under this project, Yela collaborators key because I could to hear Alafi Yetwa, Ghana Health Service in Kamimba, and also 10-year development, man. The governance structure, this assemblies, man, banning the leader government development at the district level. So I could learn to at the district level. I mean, district assemblies. Agora, so the main disaster is the main matula. Currently, project want to tum in 4 districts. In the municipal, Nanumba South, Bushegu municipal, and then East Mampusi municipal.
That was going to be my next question. In case somebody wants to make a referral, or maybe a process of reporting a suspected case of mental health, where the person can contact you or will be able to locate you.
So not all the districts, man. The lady check at the pillar districts, probably in the board category of women, alleged with this group, man. That comes man located district and so by default, those that design the projects, man, large districts, man, they were naturally selected. So there are 2 regions, that is Northern region and Northeast region, or East Mampusi Northeast region. Then previously Northern region. Then that design project Northern region, but before a split with Love Northeast.
Tojima na mnyasam hati ya mvula kuambia ka Lavna. Yule mbona Mujeeb Cypher Behagu Sochira ka kulere zungo temini executive director munenye Hajia Lamnatu Adam. Ntepahe Mr. Kasiru, mwenye head of programs and policy, Songtaba, Ghana. Dozo temvo kuambia ka Lavna ntepahe kwa advantage.
Have you ever wanted to make your own movies, documentaries, commercials, music videos, and photos? Now you can.
At TMP Film Academy, learn to write, shoot, direct, and edit audiovisuals with Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Lightroom, Audition, and After Effects in just 6 months.
Learn to write your own screenplay, cast and direct actors, cover events in a grand style, and learn how to pilot a drone. The course runs twice a year, from March to August and from September to February.
Interested applicants can pick up a form for 100 Ghana cedis at the offices of TMP Studios, located at Ward K, Nadaril Junction, along the Prison Canteen Road, Tamale.
For more enquiries, call or WhatsApp 0241 251400 or 0504 868483.
TMP Film Academy, unearthing the creativity in you.
To you the Mujeeb Cypher Nangdia Marhabi from this important program. To Mr. Kasiru, Songtaba yala organization sheldon pangder mampam, especially la program sheldon in enrolling. So Ichanda Pune, what are some of the identification within the gaps in mental health have you identified?
Okay, so I think as we have started this project, we are in the 3rd quarter of implementation, and the first thing we have realized as part of the gaps is that most of our mental health service delivery units are challenged with logistics.
Logistics, okay.
Logistics is key, but before even the logistics, like Hajia mentioned, there is no mental health hospital in the whole of the northern part of Ghana.
Wow.
So that in itself is a big challenge. How do you deliver mental health services without even a facility to do that? And our existing facilities where they have created mental health unit, they do not have enough logistics to talk about to support them work.
Okay.
I've mentioned about the safe corners.
Yeah.
When we're starting the project, we engage districts like Woolensey, that's Nanumba South.
Yeah.
And their health facility, there is not even spacious enough for them to allocate even one room for mental health issues. And when you pick Yendi, for instance, the mental health unit people are sharing a room with other cases.
Okay.
And so privacy is also another thing that is affected.
Yeah.
When you visit there, you see that they are overcrowded in their rooms.
Yeah.
And even the psychiatric nurses that we have who are supposed to be doing these home visits and outreach program to sensitize communities, they are not able to go because they do not have logistics. Sometimes, even if they have motorbikes, how to fuel it around to check on their patient, because as part of their work, patients who visit their facilities and are collecting the drugs, they are supposed to be monitoring how they are taking it.
Okay.
But how do you monitor if you don't have the luxury or the means to do that?
Okay.
So as part of this project, we recently supported the unit to even do some outreach program to check on their client, or now they call them service users. They come to use the service.
Okay.
So these are some of the challenges we have identified as an organization, and we are advocating to government to sort of make sure that they make support for them. And like we said, there's a research currently ongoing. On Thursday next week, the lead researcher will be presenting to us some of the findings he has gotten from the field. And I believe that some of these gaps will be further revealed in that finding. And so we've invited Ghana Health Service, we've invited the Summit, even the Regional Coordinating Council has been invited, so that they all sit down and listen to their findings, and together we can all come up with solutions that we can use to address these gaps.
I'll add that to the gaps.
All right. Okay.
Initially, I've talked about low investment into the sector.
Yeah.
So it's a serious gap.
Okay.
And that low investment culminates into the lack of logistics for them to do well. If only 1.4 of our whole total GDP is, allocated to mental health, which is an everyday issue, as we have seen, then it becomes a big,
challenge.
Gap, a challenge for us to address. Another gap that we have seen is the inability of some of the mental health patients to get the medicines, the drugs, the medication, so that to support them. So it's also, and the other gap too is that not everybody is talking about it, because we need to consciously remind people of how they can be in a state of well-being. And I think that that's also another gap. The fact that people don't see it as a health issue. They think that it's a spiritual issue. And in doing our work, we've also noticed that a lot more of the cases are channeled through our spiritual homes. Either spiritual pastors or spiritual imams. If you look within here, then they say some Alizini is following the girl or the woman or what. That's why she's behaving differently. We are not quick to go to the hospitals to find out why, but we are quick to visit the malams, to visit the spiritual homes. And there's a lot of abuse going on in these spiritual homes. Sometimes you go there and then they will just handcuff and chain those people, and the condition in which they are is terrible. And so the gap is that sometimes families, immediate families of such people are not forthcoming with help. And so we think that for the caregivers or those who give care to these people who are suffering, they need to do more. They need to have their attention with these people. And if you look at the alleged witches who are our primary concern, you know, not more is going to them. I mean, once you are accused of witchcraft and you are banished, nobody cares.
Oh,
whether there's something, you are condemned, you know. Whether somebody needs to help you, no. You know, so there's a lot of gap when you look at issues on mental health. Starting from low investment, you know, to the units not being well resourced, and then also issues of not seeking early treatment. So just to add to what Kasiru has.
It's been so intriguing, you know. This is a very important discussion we are having right here, and it requires our collective efforts to be able to support what Songtaba is doing, starting from the government down to we the people, you know. So Songtaba needs our collective effort to be able to mitigate or come against these challenges, because this is very important that we are able to tackle these mental health issues. It is everywhere in our society. So there's the need for us all to come together to help Songtaba to mitigate some of these challenges. So Hajia, we had a lot to still discuss, but for time factor, we will not be able to discuss. And I hope and I'm sure we will invite you again. Mr. Kasiru is right here. We will invite you again so that we can at least talk more on it. But before we go on a quick commercial break or we close, what is your general advice to the society at large?
Well, I think that we need to show love. We need to show care. And we need to stop the stigma. Stigma is killing us. We need to stop the stigma. That is what I can say to our communities. That our community chief and elders, our imams, our pastors, they are all part of our situation. They all need to use the spaces that they have. Our religious body have big spaces to use as part of their sermons to show love, to show care for people who need help. And then also people, especially parents, need to observe what's going on with even themselves and their children, to be able to tell in time whether they are seeing changes in our behaviors. You know. And then also one thing I forgot to mention was that government also need to reconstitute some of the boards, you know, to enable, you know, the mental health issues work. The issues we've identified, you know, to work. So our communities need to look at issues of mental health as a whole community issue. And for families who have people who are suffering from mental health, they need to show love. And we need to support the people, the caregivers. Because already if a mental health patient is there and doesn't have any livelihood support, and the caregiver who spends so much time on him or her does not also have anything to be on, then it becomes a very devastating situation. And so the caregivers also need to be empowered. So in the empowerment program targeted at the service users, we should not forget about the caregivers as well.
Right. It's been so beautiful. So, Mr. Kasiru, what is your closing remarks, especially when it comes to stigmatization? It is another key factor in mental health.
For me personally, I think mental health should be a concern for everybody. Because there's mental health issues cutting across every situation in our lives. Let me give you an example. If we are able to take care of our mental well-being, we'll reduce the number of madmen or women on our streets. Sometimes they get so violent that you can innocently be passing, driving your car, and they will throw you a stone to break. If a mental health patient on the street breaks your car glass, who pays for that? It is your cost. And so when we discuss these things, I remember Dr. Abla, who used to go around this
a very great personality. Enough respect to him.
And giving them food. So when they eat in there, you see them relax under some shade and other places. You not see them violently on the street. So it's about love. Once we show love and reduce stigma, it also contributes to what? They are improving their mental cases. You know? So for me personally, we should be concerned about mental health, be observant within our household, within our workplaces. And so when we started even this project, it has brought an idea, or sometimes it's good that organizations invite mental health experts to kind of do some screening or counseling or some kind of talks with staff to revitalize them so that they sort of reset themselves to get themselves on track to work. And so let's all be observant. As you are here with your team members, it's important that when you observe somebody on unusual behavior, you shouldn't be quick to judge the person. You should be concerned by drawing the person closer to find out what are the issues. All right. So for me, I want to thank our donors very well, especially Ghana Health Service at the district level. They are very cooperative with the program. They are giving us all the support and the experts to get to the communities to do the sensitizations. And also, of course, our funders, which is the UKA, and then the Ghana Somi Regional Program, which is giving us funding as well as technical support to get this project to give us the outcomes that we are looking for. And so at the end of the 33 months, we have had an improved mental health service delivery. We would have had enough evidences to support government to plan well. That is why there are research components in this project. This research will bring out so many issues that will also help government in the planning process. So this is the few closing remarks I have.
Okay. So do you have any other person you want to greet or say shout outs to?
Well, I think let me also say a very big thank you to my family. They have been very supportive. I think they are my #1 fan. Whenever we are on field, they call to check how's your program's going. As we are even on set, they are happy in the house watching. And of course, I want to greet my director, who is also here. She's been a very good team leader. I think I've worked with her for the past 10 years. And you know, she has been a very tremendous team player. And also the staff and my colleagues in the office. When you come to Songtaba office, we have the logo that at Songtaba we are family and not just workers working together. So I thank and greet all of the Songtaba team, those in our Bimbila office and those in our Tamale office.
It's been so great. Hajia, do you have anybody you want to send regards to?
Well, my family, my husband, my children, my staff, and then our partners, the Ghana Sumubi Jumeji, and of course our funders and all other partners at the district level that we work with. But particularly, I want to say hello to all our service users, our right holder groups, our alleged witches, you know, our caregivers. They are those who are supporting our work, and of course to the media houses that are supporting our programs.
All right, it's been so beautiful, and Terna bwana jima chantone to ama sama ambasa tete timi kulchana tinyala banda langa nu bole Songtaba Ghana na dama discussion man ya asimza kan je table na nyomo kulere tumo afana sheldon beri puna anyala mondele tenjia mo donc ba kul borne mporo sumchang Hajia sane munenge Hajia Lamnatu chief executive director mbalama kapore Mr. Kasiru head of programs and policy mbalama mbwana na onde so buzata telpamni to ko na pompiana tudumo pune taminiate ndi alazam sheldon ya albarka dan tuzumo puno ka malniya ne benwane sahashal kamti gahandu bole yala banne na pon kana kate di la alazama mo de yange afana dan zanti salokam donc kula borne mpur sumchang TMP Studio ne maza Hassan nang banyene Mr. Raouf ikla so banyala mon the monitoring ma mpur sumchang osan Mr. A Fatao wompene unyalani voganda le pambia gupude mporo sumcheno sane kapore alhaji ganoma ntan konko doare pia mkulwala ma mporo venyalanga muringe CEO of Ganoma Agrochemicals kapore Nuruddin of TMP director din mbalama muninga mumbele de majina makara kana kapore ma do aru nge Hajia Lamnatu namba fashion to ba alhaji fashion nawa alaji umba jolo sipa bwale Hajia kabulo mba fashion le kujam. Assalamu alaikum.
Have you ever wanted to make your own movies, documentaries, commercials, music videos, and photos? Now you can.
At TMP Film Academy, learn to write, shoot, direct, and edit audiovisuals with Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Lightroom, Audition, and After Effects in just 6 months.
Learn to write your own screenplay, cast and direct actors, cover events in a grand style, and learn how to pilot a drone. The course runs twice a year, from March to August and from September to February.
Interested applicants can pick up a form for 100 Ghana cedis at the offices of TMP Studios, located at Ward K, Nadaril Junction, along the Prison Canteen Road, Tamale.
For more enquiries, call or WhatsApp 0241 251400 or 0504 868483.
TMP Film Academy, unearthing the creativity in you.
La 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 la. Oh, la 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 la.
The journey of life is a transition that goes with a lot of ups and downs. There are lots of beautiful stories behind every successful man or woman you see out there. The zeal of never to give up, the rough journey to success, and the spirit of never say never. Behagu Sochira yarin chane yala. Shalchan mena lab, ka shalchan na nambo. Shalchan mena solo, ka shalmi chan na bansam. Ni salmi kunun solo kabdire nware. Ni sal kubo bansam katlan ning aye. Program ngo puni. Tin yala ban na ganu bal asanzal nama. Nevo shaban kulbe Behagu nkare chibra. Kabkat dit al zaman. Zankpa Behagu no tun besham. Dan tun ni sal kan besham ko Behagu vial to ko biam. Behagu Sochira, the melted Behagu.
Come and build on I. Don't make a pack, I'm a ride with me. Ah, oh, and dinner filly. Duma, you want to man, yeah, Billy, shall wow. Mamba, Duma, let me need a bit.